The 1990s was a great time for us, not only for our company, for the whole cigar industry. At a time when the 80s, the early 90s, the industry had been going down 4 or 5% a year, we had a cigar boom. Nobody ever saw it coming. Cigars became so trendy and so hot, just like the dot-com bubble back in the 90s. The dot-com folks had a lot more zeros than our industry did. But almost every movie star, every athlete, it was really cool to be in the cigar business. Wall Street was getting into the business. They were not paying a multiple of profits. They were paying a multiple of sales. It was crazy time. Cigar aficionado came on. They were probably the catalyst, one of the catalysts to making the cigar industry, making the cigar boom what it was. It was a great time. In the 90s, 1999, Forbes published my father's autobiography. In 1995, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of our company. Quite an accomplishment. To celebrate, we launched a new cigar to celebrate the occasion called Diamond Crown. Not a 2-cent cigar, a $12 cigar probably in those days. It's kind of interesting. In 1990, my father challenged Fuentes. He wanted to come up with a special cigar for his 100th anniversary, forthcoming about for 5 years. Dad wanted to make a very special cigar. He didn't care how long it would take to make, what it cost, even whether it's sell or not. Dad wanted to make a special cigar that never had been made before. So Dad challenged Carlos. He wanted a 54 ring cigar, thick cigar. Dad knew that the thicker the cigar, the more leaves you could blend at one time, maintain the continuity of taste, get more flavor in it. Well, up in 1990, there was no 54 ring. 50, maybe 52 was the largest cigar. Carlos had no molds. Nobody made 54 ring cigars. My father was a visionary, wanted a 54 ring. Every size Diamond Crown was a 54 ring. And it became popular, very popular. We launched at the Grand Havana Room in Beverly Hills. And on the West Coast, same time the Fuentes launched Opus X, Fuente Opus X on the East Coast. And it's still our super premium brand that the Fuentes are making for us. It was Diamond Crown that came out with Maximus, then Julius Caeser in 2010, and then Black Diamond a couple years ago. The 90s were also a time to remember. We changed the name back of our company. My grandfather, J.C. Newman, 1895, started out as J.C. Newman Cigar Company. After World War I, industry values we had devaluation in this country. Everything was cut in half. The values were cut in half. It's funny, the tobacco companies, people who grew tobacco, would give a year term to the cigar manufacturers. So when values were cut in half, all the tobacco companies had a lot of debt on their hands. Not debt, they had a lot of receivables on their hands. They took over a lot of cigar companies. Cleveland had one time had 200 cigar factories, and by 1927 there was 2. Grandpa J.C., Julius J.C. Newman, and the Mendelsohn Cigar Company. Mendelsohn used to be a leaf dealer. He took over some brands, and that's, so in 1927, my grandfather Mendelsohn merged. Mendelsohn was a womanizer, great salesman, and in the late 30s, 37, 38, 39, Mendelsohn would go out for weeks at a time on selling trips. He would come home. One day, his wife, Lily, had enough of it. He goes see my grandfather, says, I'm going to sell our share of the company. Anyway, so he got control of the business. Mendelsohn comes back from a selling trip, not knowing that his business had been sold by his wife. And he comes on a Sunday afternoon, and my grandfather tells him, what the story. Mendelsohn was not very happy. My grandfather said, okay, I own the company now, but you can have your same job, pay you the same salary. Mendelsohn said, no, heck with it. I'm just going off to Pennsylvania or New York, where he came from. So, but the name is kind of going back to 27 for a second. It went from J.C. Newman to Mendelsohn and Newman. Mendelsohn wanted his name first, and J.C. my grandfather wanted to be the president, wanted to be the big dog. So my grandfather knew that Mendelsohn Newman would be a mouthful, that it was, nobody could refer to it as Mendelsohn Newman. That sure enough, my grandfather was right. Mendelsohn Newman became M&N. So M&N Cigar Manufacturers, even when my grandfather bought out Mendelsohn, he kept the name. That's their trade name for many, many years. During the cigar boom, 1997, we go to trade shows. the cigar boom was amazing. Overnight, 100 factories opened up. Since about 95, those 100 factories had closed. You could put crap in a bag and even sell it, called a cigar. It was wild, wild west. Well, these new companies would come in and say, buy my at a trade show, buy my cigars, I've been in business 3 years. And my guy would say, buy my cigars, I'm in business 3 months. Heck, we've been in business 100 years. And so we thought, but nobody knew really who M&N was. My father one time met Walter Chrysler, was very impressed. He met the extra Chrysler. So he said, try to tell our story that we aren't 2 years old, we're 102 years old. So we changed our name back to the original name, J.C. Newman, to help tell our story. Plus the fact when we go around, when my brother goes around selling cigars, if you're a Newman from the Newman Company, it means something. If you're a Newman from a company called M&N, you can just be an employee. There's no egos there, but help sell the product. We went back to our name. So in 1997, we changed our name back to the J.C. Newman Cigar Company, name we kept today.